Do this once and watch how people treat you differently. Buddhist Motivation. Hello and welcome to Buddhist Motivation, a space where we delve deep into the wisdom of Buddhist teaching and how they can help us transform our lives in practical ways. Today's video is centered around a powerful concept that could change the way people perceive you, and it's something very simple yet incredibly impactful. The power of pause. Have you ever felt that people don't seem to notice you? Or worse, that your words don't hold weight? Well, there's a very subtle shift you can make to change how others see you. And it's all rooted in how you carry yourself. In today's video, I'm going to share a technique that's as old as human psychology itself. And it's something I believe anyone can master. You don't have to scream for attention. You don't need to talk fast or try hard to impress. This one simple act will shift the energy in any room and make people treat you differently. Before we dive deeper into the story, I'd love for you to show your support for this channel by hitting the like button and subscribing. Also, share your thoughts with me in the comments below. Your feedback is the motivation I need to create more meaningful videos. So, with that, let's get started. The unseen power of presence. Have you ever entered a room and felt completely unnoticed? Like your energy was barely felt, and your presence faded into the background? This happens more often than we realize. We may not have anything lacking inside us, but we simply don't know how to express our true essence to the world around us. Some people, on the other hand, walk into a room, and it feels like the entire atmosphere shifts. They don't have to say anything, their mere presence commands respect and attention. But this isn't about dominating a space or showing off. It's not about being loud or seeking attention. Instead, it's about being truly present. When you are present, fully aware of yourself and your surroundings, you naturally create an aura that draws people in. This is very much in line with the Buddhist practice of mindfulness, where the key is to be fully grounded in the present moment. The more grounded you are, the more your presence will be felt without any need to force it. Think of someone you know who exudes that quiet, magnetic energy. They don't try to impress or make a statement, but people feel drawn to them. That's because their mindfulness and awareness make them stand out without needing to chase attention. The power of pause in conversation. Here's a powerful technique, one that can dramatically change the way people perceive you: the pause. When someone asks you a question, or when you're about to say something important, pause for a moment. Don't rush to fill the silence. In that moment, just be still. The pause is an art form. It's not awkward, but rather, it signals control and intention. The pause is deeply aligned with the Buddhist practice of mindful speech. In Buddhism, we are taught to speak thoughtfully, without rushing, and to ensure that our words are kind, clear, and purposeful. When you pause before speaking, you are allowing yourself to collect your thoughts, to ensure that what you say is meaningful and aligned with your purpose. This pause is a signal that you are not rushing for approval, and that you speak only when you have something of value to offer. Taking a moment of silence in conversation creates an unspoken tension. In the room, It invites others to listen more closely. When you finally speak, your words have more weight because you've built anticipation. This is the same kind of mindfulness that helps you to be fully present in the moment and to communicate with clarity and power. Understanding the silent hierarchy. In our daily lives, we are constantly being sized up by others, in meetings, social gatherings, and even casual encounters. But this is not a conscious judgment, it's a silent, unspoken hierarchy that exists in human interactions. And, often, we are unaware of how we are being perceived by others. Buddhism teaches us about the importance of inner peace and mental clarity. When we are grounded in our inner calm, we project an aura of strength without needing to assert ourselves loudly. It's not about what we say, it's about how we say it. Whether we are walking into a room or having a conversation, our presence speaks louder than any words we might utter. When we rush, speak quickly, or try too hard to impress others, we show weakness, we show that we are insecure. But when we are calm, composed, and mindful of our surroundings, we send a message of confidence and control. This kind of calm strength draws people to us, because it signals that we don't need validation from others. We simply are. Mastering the art of silence. Silence is not something to fear. In fact, silence can be one of the most powerful tools in your social toolbox. The more we speak without thinking, the more we give away our power. People who speak rapidly or nervously often give the impression that they are unsure of themselves. But when you pause, you regain control over the conversation. You don't need to fill every moment with words. The Buddhist concept of stillness teaches us to embrace the quiet, to use it to reflect and regain balance. In conversation, this stillness can be powerful. A pause before you speak sends the message that you are not desperate for attention. You are in control of the flow of the conversation. You are choosing when and how to speak. By slowing down, you allow the silence to work for you. When you speak less but with more impact, people begin to perceive you as more important, more thoughtful, and more in control. Just like the Buddha taught us about the importance of silence in meditation, using silence in conversation can be a reflection of inner peace and clarity. The impact on social dynamics. When you apply the pause, you'll begin to notice a remarkable shift in how others interact with you. Instead of rushing to make your point, you'll start to see people giving you more space to speak. They'll listen more closely, and they'll begin to treat you with more respect. This shift happens because silence makes people focus. It's a psychological truth. People pay more attention to things that are rare or that stand out. When you pause, you create rarity. People want to hear your next words. And because you've used the pause to establish control, people start giving you the space and respect you deserve. Buddhism also teaches that by calming the mind, we can create better relationships with others. When you create that space through the pause, you allow for a deeper connection with those around you. It's not about dominating the conversation. It's about fostering an environment where your words have meaning. A personal story, the power of pause in action. Let me share a personal story about the first time I truly realized the power of the pause. I was in a meeting with a group of colleagues, and there was one person in particular, Mark, who always rushed to speak. He would interrupt, finish others' sentences, and often spoke without thinking. One day, Mark was asked to present an idea, and instead of rushing through his proposal, he paused. He just took a moment, looked at everyone, and let the silence linger. In that silence, the energy in the room shifted. We all started to pay attention to him. When he finally spoke, his words were clear, focused, and full of intention. That pause made all the difference. People were no longer tuning out. They were listening. And for the first time, Mark was respected not just for what he said, but for how he carried himself. This moment made me realize how powerful silence can be, and how it mirrors the Buddhist principle of mindful awareness in every action. When you are aware of the present moment, when you allow yourself the space to reflect before speaking, your words will carry far more impact. I hope today's video has given you a new perspective on the power of presence and the incredible influence of mindful communication. Whether it's in a professional setting, a social gathering, or just everyday conversations, using the pause as a tool can completely change the way people interact with you. It's not about being loud, fast, or desperate for attention. It's about being grounded in the present moment, just like the teachings of Buddhism encourage us to be. Now, I invite you to reflect on your own life. How can you use the power of the pause to enhance your interactions? Have you noticed a difference when you control the pace of the conversation? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. And as always, thank you for being part of the Buddhist motivation community. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. Stay tuned for the next one. It will be full of insights and practical wisdom to help you live a more mindful, powerful life. See you next time.